Welcome everybody to February's Oil Hub. We're really excited because this month we've got some lovely things to talk about. We're going to talk about ways to kickstart our metabolism, using lots of versatile ways that we're going to use our special metabolic oil. We're going to look at different carrier oils. We've got lash growth serums to show you. We've got craving diffuser recipes. We've got some lovely insights into some of the more rare floral oils with Deborah. And then at the end, we've got the lovely Julie who's talking about how we can support our oral health naturally. And she's got lots of top tips from the expert Julie there. So I'll just start by sharing what we've got to offer in February. For those who don't know yet, the offer of the month is the free product is METAPWR 5 ml for if you do a LRP over 125. And let me just get the right one in. And then we've got 10% off Ylang, isn't it, Deborah? Yeah, that's the one. So let's share that and there we go. So let's just start with the first slide. There we go. So yeah. So a little bit about some different carrier oils that we can use. Sometimes it's good to know which one is useful for which application. If the different carrier oils, because often we use the same oil, but there are some benefits to the different ones. So we wanted to show you that. So first of all, we're going to go with the METAPWR blend because it is the free oil of the month. And whether or not you take advantage of the free offer, you may have a bottle of METAPWR sat there. So we want to make sure we can get the most out of it. So many benefits there. So I think I'm just going to start with carrier oil because that's the way it is. Different carrier oils, basically the vegetable oils with little or no scent. What's interesting is they're not volatile like essential oils. We know essential oils are almost like a gas, aren't they? As soon as you open the bottle, they're bouncing from the other side of the room, so they're volatile. Whereas carrier oils actually help by carrying our essential oil on our skin and help to dilute the potency of the oil. But it also means that it absorbs better into our skin because it doesn't evaporate. So you've got a volatile essential oil, and then you've got a stable vegetable oil that really just helps it to not evaporate and absorb. And as we know, dilution is necessary, especially for the hot oils and when using with children and with sensitive skin. Just keep in mind when you're choosing a carrier oil to use one that is 100% pure, and this way that the essential oils profile is preserved and the oil is easily dissolved. Now, some people have mentioned substances like petroleum jelly, even butter or vegetable shortening as a carrier. But these should not be used because they do not absorb into the skin at the needed level that the other oils do. So the other oils that we mentioned, like argan oil, sweet almond oil, grapeseed, jojoba, and we're going to go into highlighting just 3 of those tonight. We'll start with fractionated coconut oil, the one that we're probably familiar with. It's ideal for using with essential oils because it's got a high antioxidant level. And unlike the unrefined coconut oil, which we know we can use in cooking, this, because it's fractionated, it separates the fatty acid chains, and that results in a lovely non-greasy liquid that absorbs better, and it's got a longer shelf life. So it's a great all-rounder is fractionated coconut oil, non-greasy, odorless, and probably the best one for filling your roller bottles up for general use when you're making up your flume blends and your headache blends. So that's just for our general use, fractionated coconut oil. Now, jojoba oil, pronounced ho-ho-ba, it's taken from the jojoba seed, and it's actually a liquid wax. It's odorless and it's golden yellow in colour. It's popular because it's great for the hair and it leaves skin hydrated. The reason jojoba oil is so popular for skin, particularly on the face, is because it's got a very similar pH to the oil that our skin produces naturally. And it can also be good for oily skin. So if you're wanting to make up a skin oil or a serum, then jojoba oil would be great. And jojoba oil would be a great addition to making your own body butters and things there. So great for the hair, great for the skin, serums, anything like that. You might want to treat yourself to this more enriching oil for the skin rather than the fractionated coconut oil. Now, castor oil is a different beast altogether, and I'm just amazed at the castor seeds there. If you do some research into the plant, these spiky little things, and inside are these lovely little marble seeds, and that's what is derived from the castor oil seeds. It's very thick if you haven't experienced it before. So very different from the lighter oils like the coconut oil. Very rich in fatty acids, particularly reclinolic acid. I don't think I've said that right. But this acid, it's anti-inflammatory and it's a great base for essential oils. And what's interesting is it contains omega-6 fatty acids, which may support hair growth and reduce inflammation in hair follicles. There's lots of other applications with castor oil. We know we use castor oil for helping to detoxify the body. The castor oil packs are used to help draw things out and things like that. But it's ideal for hair treatment, ideal for skin treatment, and particularly hair growth as well, helping to stimulate the follicle. There's so much we can talk about castor oil. It needs a class in itself, so that could come soon. But if you're wondering what to use, hopefully this will just help you. For general use, we've got fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil, particularly for the face, the skin, and castor oil we can use for skin treatments, for detoxing the body, for hair care, and to stimulate hair growth. Okay, and we've got two little recipes that we can share after in the groups using the castor oil, particularly because of the hair growth. And you can get these on Amazon, these empty mascara ones, or just use your own. And you can even get a little funnel that you can actually put it in, so it's not messy. So you'd add your castor oil, you'd add your lavender, rosemary, and cedarwood, and all of them have benefits for help strengthening the hair, for encouraging growth on the hair follicle, and obviously we know with castor oil. So each of those three oils have including the castor oil as well, have benefits for helping with lash and brow growth. So you can use that and just help with any regrowth and help to thicken and nourish the lashes. You could use that at night time. So that's a lovely one to try. And a rejuvenating facial oil. We've just picked one of the three most commonly known oils, essential oils that are great for helping to rejuvenate all skin types. We've got the organic jojoba oil, we've got lavender, frankincense, and geranium. You can change up those quantities if you wish, depending on what type, how much carrier oil you're using in a bottle. I know personally I bought some of these sort of, I think they are, I can't remember what they might be. I don't know if they're 15 ml bottles, but with a dropper top in. So I've made my own skin serum here with jojoba oil. Got the golden jojoba oil and literally frankincense, lavender, I think, yeah, and geranium. So a wonderful skin serum for nighttime. Obviously, you can use it any time during the day. You can add it to your body moisturizer. It's going to just benefit the skin and really help to soothe and rejuvenate it. But it's really good after cleansing at nighttime, just to pop over the skin to really help to give you that glow in the morning and really help with supporting obviously wrinkles, aging, spots, and just the whole skin in general. So some little recipes there you can try using those two different oils. There we go. And now we're just going to go over to Deborah with the two florals before the METAPWR. Over to you, Deborah.
Okay, so we're just going to spend a few moments talking about my new favorite oil, which is Osmanthus. And if anybody's never smelt it, it's the most delicate, subtle smell. And it's likened to apricots and pears. And this is such a beautiful oil. It's grown in East Asia and it comes from it's grown on a little green like shrub and with little beautiful white flowers. And obviously, doTERRA use the little flowers to actually make the Osmanthus oil. And it's such a lovely oil. It's in the same botanical family as jasmine and lilac, and it's been used for such a long time in fine fragrances and perfumes. So we can see it's a really lovely oil, certainly to wear on our skin as a perfume. I actually thought today that's what I'm going to do from now on because it's just really delicate and just smells so lovely. It's an incredibly calming oil. But when they harvest it, it's very labor intensive and expensive to produce. So in the bottle here, what you're going to get Osmanthus Absolute with obviously a base layer of fractionated coconut oil. And so when we apply it, we can apply it on our wrists or behind our ears. It's just incredibly convenient to use. Um, we might think to ourselves, actually, I don't think I've used it before. But in actual fact, you possibly have because it's used in deep blue, balance, console, so many oils it's found in. And emotionally, it's just incredibly relaxing oil. It calms our nervous system, helps fight fatigue, stress. It can support if we're feeling just incredibly down, where we just need extra support with depression. It's just incredibly uplifting, beautiful oil. So it's really good for kind of like mental exhaustion, burnout, and it's often used. The little flowers are often used in teas. So it's a really lovely oil, and that this has just come on, obviously, last couple of days with doTERRA, and it's £29.50. And what you could actually do, you could pop it in another roller ball, and you could actually then fill it up with fractionated coconut. So you've got two, and it's going to last ages, and it's great just to bob in our bags. And then the next one, we have Ylang. And I read today, which was quite funny, it smells very, very floral with a touch of banana. So tell me what you think when you smell it. This is an oil of self-love. It's such a lovely oil. And it's harvested or sourced from Madagascar. And it's absolutely amazing what they do because the moment they know they're going to harvest it, it has to be done in 24 hours from harvesting to distillation, just to ensure we get the most beautiful fragrance and obviously a powerful one. It can be used as a perfume. It mixes really well with bergamot. If you wanted to make your own little perfume, you could use it with fractionated coconut oil. It's a great oil for the hair, which I've never tried personally, but I'm definitely going to now I've got mine today. And a lovely oil to use in our conditioner. It's calming, uplifting. Also, if we've had a really long, hard day, we can use it in our bath with Epsom salts. But also, what I absolutely loved, if we just need like an added glow and we feel our skin's not great, perhaps in the winds recently or the bad weather, then we could pop a few drops in a bowl of hot water and have like a steam facial. I have yet to try that, but I'm definitely going to. So I was really, really happy about that. Um, it's an oil of the inner child emotionally. So it really helps process our emotions. It supports any kind of traumas we may have or negative feelings. We may have really low self-esteem and just feel, do you know what? I just don't feel good enough. Well, this is a beautiful oil that's going to really encourage us to feel like actually we are worthwhile and we are special. And it's great for decision making and mindfulness. And so this is a really lovely oil. Obviously, you could pop it in a rollerball yourself from your bottle, 10% off at the moment. And we can see how special it is because it's used in so many beautiful blends like Serenity, Carry Calm, Peace, Console. I mean, the list is long and endless. So we can see it's a really, really lovely oil. But also, physically, it can support heart palpitations, high blood pressure, oily skin, hormone balance, and libido. So I feel there's something for everybody there of this lovely oil with 10% off in the month of February.
Thank you, Deborah. And what was that fact about if you live in, is it Indonesia or have
Oh
you?
yes, so it's absolutely beautiful. So if you live in Indonesia and you have just got married, it's absolute custom to put the beautiful flowers. So these are like star-shaped flowers from this like drooping tree or bush, well tree. And what they do, they take the little star-shaped flowers off and then sprinkle them around the bed of any newlyweds, and it's custom in Indonesia, which I thought was absolutely lovely.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if it says it there, but I learned that ylang ylang is a good, it's a great for people who suffer with acne and oily skin. It's a great toner for the skin. And
Yes.
interestingly, it's in both of the doTERRA toners.
Yes.
Yeah, so you
Sorry,
can have
yes. And
toner.
the anti-aging eye cream. So I feel like it is an all-rounder for somebody, whether it's emotionally they need help with or physically. Who doesn't need added skincare? I know I do in the winter months, and the weather's not getting better, is it? So I
Yeah,
was really happy to get mine today, and as I say, 10% off. So
make
happy.
your own toner. Lovely. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So just looking at our metabolism, just a little bit about it while we're talking about metapower. So our metabolism influences our energy, our weight, our body composition, and even how we think, our cognitive performance. So if we think of our metabolism as our fuel factory in our body, it breaks down food into essential building blocks and it blasts out the energy that our cells need to keep the show running. So basically, it's our sort of energy control center. So it's important that we keep our metabolism tip top because it can decline, and various lifestyle factors as well as genetics can maybe make it working less than it should. So some factors that are indicative of metabolic health could be checking our blood sugars, our blood pressure, and our body weight. And as we said, although genetics do play a role in our metabolic health, it could be we're taking from our parents. There is still a lot we can do, such as exercise, nutrition, sleep, and also this was quite important: connections. If we have the right social connections, meaning if we've got friends that don't encourage us to exercise, eat healthy, and send us on the wrong path, then that can really have a detriment to our metabolic health. So really, good peer pressure to help us to stay healthy and look after ourselves. And obviously, the MetaPower system was designed to help with those lifestyle choices, but also the benefits in the oil and the other products to help boost our metabolic health. And we're going to show you a little bit about what MetaPower can do. So the oil blend itself features grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. Now, preclinical research suggests that grapefruit, because it's got it's high in limonene, may support a healthy metabolism when ingested. Lemon is the same, and peppermint has also been shown to help improve exercise performance when ingested internally. So when all five essential oils are combined at the right ratios, something powerful can happen. So Terra already tried this combination before a few years ago. It was called the Smart and Sassy or the Slim and Sassy blend. However, when they changed the ratio slightly, the test they did showed more of the fat cells reducing and a lot more difference in under the microscope with performance and everything. So daily use of this blend can really help. And there's a lot more. It's not just about our metabolism. When we look at the benefits of lemon, peppermint on their own, as well as grapefruit, and then you look at ginger and cinnamon, think of cinnamon in the On Guard blend and what it can do. MetaPower could be, if we're taking that every day, it's supporting our immune system as well, isn't it? With the cinnamon, it supports people's sort of digestive health, if there's any parasites and things like that. So it can be a really good cleanser of the body, as well as supporting our metabolism. And here's some of the other things it can do as well. So when it under the microscope, they've discovered that it can reduce adipose fat cells when ingested. It can help curb hunger cravings and promote mindful eating. As we said, it can promote a healthy digestive system, and with the peppermint can improve exercise performance as well. And we're going to show some of the versatility of this blend is amazing. Obviously, we can put it in water, we can take it in a capsule, but there's so much more it can do. So if you're wanting to lose weight combined with your healthy lifestyle, you can take it in a capsule, drink it in water just to support cravings, appetite control, just get you on the right track. For appetite control, it says drink 2 to 4 drops in water throughout the day. Diffusion is also really beneficial. So it's just if you feel like you're craving chocolate, if you just pop a drop of METAPWR in your hand and inhale, and just wait a few minutes and just see how you feel. It's all about mindfulness, isn't it, when we're trying to eat healthy? It can help support blood sugar regulation with the cinnamon. Obviously, if you on medication with diabetes or anything like that, just be careful and just check with the doctor about METAPWR. But just for a healthy person in general, this should be fine. Cellulite and visceral fat, and massage several drops with carrier oil onto the needed areas. It's also a powerful antioxidant, as we've seen the high amounts of limonene in those oils as well. So when you think of the balancing of the cinnamon for the blood sugar, detoxification with the citrus oils, and the appetite suppressing peppermint, it can really assist with weight loss and just really help us on our journey. And as we've said, there's so much more it can do. It can help support our lymphatic drainage, things like gallbladder stones, cholesterol, food addiction, congestion, because we've got peppermint in there as well. So it's a really good, even immune system booster as well as a metabolism. So it's a great secondary to On Guard or an alternative as well. And then we've got a lovely cellulite buster massage blend there that you can use with METAPWR and juniper berry and massage into your thighs and buttocks and any other region that you struggle with cellulite, allow to absorb, and that can really do a lot of good for our fat cells there. And there's more we can do. So we've got a lovely cellulite coffee scrub, and we can mix together ground coffee, brown sugar, coconut oil, and our METAPWR blend. Apply it on wet skin, scrubbing a circular motion over our legs, stomach, and arms, and rinse. And you can keep that in a jar. We can use it with the doTERRA hand and body lotion, because the doTERRA, if you haven't tried this, it's a plain, I use it all the time, so you can basically make up whatever you want. So in this scenario, you can make it a metabolic body lotion and really put it onto the areas that you want. Imagine starting the day with scrubbing METAPWR, using it with dry body brushing just to start your lymphatic system being stimulated, and then you add a squirt of METAPWR with your body lotion. You're going to feel amazing before you've even eaten anything. So it's going to really start you on a good sort of path for the day. And then also don't forget what we can use to diffuse. We can use METAPWR with things like peppermint, wild orange, citrus bliss, and there's a Kick the Cravings blend as well. So if you add METAPWR with coriander to help feel satisfied, try that one. Let us know if it helps. So that's some really versatile things. So METAPWR, it's just so versatile, isn't it? You can use it in so many applications to keep you cleansed inside and out as well. So that is that. So now we're going to go over to our lovely Julie Jones. I'll just spotlight you, Julie. And she's going to talk about oral health for us.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, oral health and why it's important. So by improving our oral health, so obviously inside our mouths, we're actually improving the rest of our bodies. Now, to illustrate this point, say we've walked into a house, we've got our shoes on, and if we carry on walking down the hallway or the passage, and we never clean that or never do it thoroughly, then we will be actually making sure that as we're treading into other rooms, we're actually taking that dirt into other rooms with us. Likewise, if we haven't got good oral health, then we're actually making sure that's never clean. That will be allowing dirt, infected debris. We're just swallowing it, and eventually we might get infections and lots of other things, which I'll go on to later. So first of all, what are the benefits of good oral health? Well, first of all, it helps whiten our teeth. It promotes healthy gums. Now, if we don't make sure that our gums are healthy, then we could get gingivitis. And worse still, we could get periodontitis. Now, what is this? Well, it's actually an inflammation of the gums. Now, that would be gingivitis. If it's severe, that would be periodontitis. And the difference in we know in it, sometimes people say, oh, my teeth are loosening. Well, that would be the periodontitis, because the inflammation is actually pulling away and allowing the tooth to move. And eventually we maybe know about pyorrhea. We'll maybe have to get our teeth out. So start before that all happens. It can be reversed, but it's best to start and not let it happen in the first place. Another one, it kills bacteria that causes bad breath, improves detoxification, it reduces tooth sensitivity and pain, it helps clear the sinuses, it helps remove plaque. So that usually, sometimes when we go to the dentist and they get a pointy instrument, and they usually go behind the teeth, especially around here, to remove that, because it's very difficult, especially if your teeth overlap, very, very difficult. So we don't want to, that happening. If we can kind of not have that before we go, we'll always have really good health. And some more things, did I mention about clearing the senses? There's lots more that I could go through. If people are interested and would like to buy a book, the book is by Bruce Fife, and his surname is spelt Fyfe. And his book is called Oil Pulling Therapy. It's detoxification and healing the body through oral cleansing. And he has lots of proof and examples of how people have got well using the oil pulling. So what recipes could we use? Well, I've got a few things here. I'm going to mention 3, and I'll just get everything ready. So obviously oil pulling, and if you're going to do it, it is best to use organic, because we're taking it into our mouths. Obviously we want to use the best. So ideally a tablespoon or 2 teaspoons. However, if we're just starting off, then just the texture of it can be a bit weird. So I would say start with 1 teaspoon. And basically, now, because I'm using this lemon oil for other reasons, other demos, I'm actually going to use the same one. So I've got my thing, I'm not going to waste this. I'm just going to put a couple of drops on there. Now today I actually used about 4 drops of On Guard, because it come out that quickly when I was doing my oil pulling. And you would swish it around the mouth, because obviously the more that's out, the more it's going to become a liquid. So swish it around, get it into more of a liquid state, and it's pulling. We're calling it oil pulling because we want to pull it through our teeth, and that's how we're going to remove all that microbacterial, anything stuck in our teeth. It helps us pull that through, as well as dissolve the plaque. And there's different types of oils we can use. So for example, we can use, I've just got lemon there. You could use the On Guard, clove, peppermint, spearmint, lots of others, tea tree, depending on how you think they're going to taste, obviously internally. I have used oregano, and it did kind of it was quite hot. It's a hot oil, obviously, and it was very hot in my mouth, and I won't be using that again. But obviously, On Guard, nope, it doesn't even touch me at all. That's fine to use. So we can do that. Now, what do we do afterwards? Because if we remember, that is a toxin. That is totally toxic, because what we're pulling out is bacteria, microorganisms, anything like that what do we do? Well, here's one I made earlier. I use a couple of kitchen roll. I put it inside a little nappy sack. Now, why do I use nappy sacks? Because you can get 100 for about £1. And all we're going to use them for is this. So once we've done all that, we don't want to swallow it because, you know, we don't want to be swallowing everything that we want to get out. We want to get it out. And we're just going to spit it into here. And then we need to cleanse our mouth again. So we get some more water, do our pulling again to make sure we get all that debris out, and then spit it into here. Now that's toxic waste. So, you know, don't put it in your bin in the kitchen. Tie it up. And that's going into your bin outside. Now, why don't we spit it into the sink? Why don't we spit it into the toilet? Well, we all know that that will solidify again. Now, I have had problems with this when I used to do another recipe, which I'm going to tell you about later, where it did block the sink. And if this ever happens, I'll tell you another alternative to use to clear it. So that's what we would do. Get that put in the garbage outside. And if we can do that every day, brilliant. So what's our recipe number 2? So the next one is, if you want to make up your own toothpaste, little glass jar, you know, if you want to get a bigger jar, that's up to you, whatever. And you're going to do equal amounts of coconut oil and bicarbonate. The little powder one, I use the ones that you actually put into, say if you're baking a cake or doing pancakes or anything, and you need to put a little bit in there. That's the one I use. And you put equal amounts in. Again, what essential oils could you use? Well, what toothpaste is your favourite? Is it lemon and peppermint? Is it lemon and spearmint? Is it all three? I've made one up with all of the three because I do like variety and taste. You could make it up with On Guard, your choice. So, yeah, that's for you. Now, third recipe. Now, I don't know whether you can see that in there. I don't want to lose it. But that is Celtic salt. So what's Celtic salt? It's also known as grey salt. It's a bit moist. Yes, it does move, believe it or not. There we are. But the difference between salts is that you've got your table salt, you've got your sea salt, and then your Himalayan salt, whichever between those two you want to put in different orders. People vary it. At the very top, we've got Celtic salt. So why is it at the top? Well, it's because that contains the highest amount of minerals, and we need minerals in our body. So what toothpaste or pre-toothpaste could we use with this? So what I've got here is, that's the lid of that. Okay. And I would get my damp toothbrush. This is a bamboo toothbrush. And I dip it into here. Then I put a couple of drops on my toothbrush with my Celtic salt, and off I go brushing. That will, obviously we know lemon oil, because it's made from the zest and not the fruit of the plant, that is an alkaline. So it's okay to use. We're not going to damage the enamel on our teeth. So we're going to brush away. Now you will see the difference straight away, because that will be, you'll have nice white teeth. Now, afterwards, you then brush with your ordinary toothpaste, and preferably one that has no fluoride in it. Now, yeah, that's the third recipe. And basically, if we apply those things, there's different varieties of what we can use, then we will have good oral health.
Thank you very much, Julie. That's fantastic. Some good info. I'm going to try making that toothpaste recipe. It looks really easy. Has anyone got any questions on anything that Julie has mentioned? Anne?
You used fractionated coconuts, which is solid. I've done oil pulling in the past. I used olive oil.
You could use olive oil, and
Is
yes.
that all right? Or any,
one, definitely.
yeah?
Yeah.
Is there any benefit for using the coconut over olive oil?
To me, it's white.
Oh, okay.
White is my tea.
That's
And
as good
also-
a reason.
And also, it's a different texture.
Yes.
The olive oil in our mouth is a bit greasy as opposed to this.
Okay. I will
Yeah.
try that. Thank you.
Coconut.
Coconut. Super. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's great. I'll just stop recording and then we'll open it up to questions. Okay.